Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to this channel. First of all, let's get it out of the way. My voice sounds like this because I am sick. More on that later. I'm finally filming my second trimester recap video. So I'm going to cover some questions I got on Instagram, some changes from the first trimester, how things were different, what new things popped up, some things that stopped, weird vibes. Sidebar, my husband last night was like, "So how far along are we?" I was like, "Well, we're in the third trimester." He stopped and was like, "Wait, we're in the third? There's only like three, right?" And he was like, "Are you scared?" He just like all of a sudden came to this realization that we are in fact in the third trimester and this thing is coming to a close. Bro, I was there like 2 weeks ago. It's old news. So let me start with the things that stopped happening. Like they happened in the first trimester, but once I entered the second trimester, they stopped. Two main things. One, the nausea. It did take a little while into the second trimester. I was like counting down the days because in my mind, as soon as I hit that magic number, they were gonna all just go away. False. I remained feeling nauseous for a while into the second trimester, but a couple weeks in and it was vastly reduced and then gone. And that, my friends, was a dream come true. Second, in my first trimester, I experienced this really bizarre thing where any kind of food that had spice on it or any kind of sauce, really, we're talking like ranch or ketchup, it tasted like it was the hottest hot sauce in the world. It would set my tongue on fire, and it made eating like the most plain of foods really painful and just so unenjoyable. Like I could barely finish a hot dog with ketchup on it. It was so stupid. Thankfully, in my second trimester, that went away. Weirdly, though, it has, in a very minor way, come back in my third trimester. What? Lastly, I stopped being exhausted all the time. It wasn't like the burst of energy that some people talk about, but I began to feel like a real human person again that could accomplish things between the hours of 8 to 5. And it was a really wonderful feeling, let me just tell you. Once the nausea stops and you regain your ability to stay awake for most of the day, you really start becoming like yourself again, and that's a real treat. We had to put in a bun. Things were getting really toasty. And now let's talk about the things that started in my second trimester. Let's just list them all off: heartburn, difficulty sleeping, swelling, sickness, clumsiness, kicks, and nesting mode. And now the details. Apparently, this is a thing. For some people, not all. I mean, disclaimer to all of this: this is one human person's experience. Nobody is the same. Yes, many people get pregnant, but it also looks very differently for each one of those people. However, I did read this is a thing. Not for everyone, again, but it does happen. You become clumsier. For a person like myself who is already clumsy, this is bad news. For example, last week I dropped an entire glass of water onto my MacBook and destroyed it. This is a commonplace occurrence now that I am pregnant. Also, a loss of balance coming with this clumsiness. I think it's just because your body is changing in all of these weird ways. I can barely put on my shoes without falling over. Facts. Heartburn. It's miserable. It's awful. That's all. Trouble sleeping. You become large. In becoming large, in a very specific area of your body, it is difficult to just slumber because obviously you can't sleep on your front. You're not supposed to sleep on your back. And so you're just sort of flopping yourself from one side of yourself to the other in order to get comfortable, which you will never attain. This is really fun for your partner, by the way. Swelling. What a freaking treat. For someone who works from home, I'm sitting at my desk all the time. I'm terrible at taking breaks. Sitting for a long time causes your feet to swell. Walking for a long time causes your feet to swell. There's really just no good option except to mix them up as much as you can. to avoid as much swelling as possible. Also, my hands have swollen to the point where I definitely can't wear my wedding rings anymore. So, welcome to the cheapest ring you've ever seen. Sickness. As you can clearly hear, this is carried on into the third trimester. Your immune levels are plummeted to the floor. I have been sick 3 times in the last 2 months. And before that, it was over a year since I've been sick. Like, I forgot what it was like to be ill, and now I am sick all the time, it feels like, and for very extended periods of time, because it also takes you longer to get over the sickness. This has been one of my least favorite things. This is becoming a problem. Now for the cute things. Kicking. This took a while into my second trimester for me to feel the first kick or the first consistent kicks because I have an anterior placenta, meaning this is my belly, this is the placenta, and here is the baby. Basically, it means there's an extra layer between me and the boy, and so it just took a lot longer for him to get bigger so that I could actually feel him sloshing around in there. Feeling kicks is super fun. It's one of those things where, like, when everything's kind of going wrong and you feel a kick, you're like, right, it's kind of worth it or whatever. It's just a reminder there's a little person in there and they're just being a person, and sometimes that has weird consequences for you. The second thing that has kicked in is nesting mode, which is really fun and really stressful. Basically, I'm obsessed. Like, all I can think about is preparing this space for his arrival. And just wanting it to be like so homey and perfect for him. That ends up meaning a lot of cleaning and rearranging things. Pardon me. And just a lot of Marie Kondo vibes in here, basically. All right, so before we move on to your questions, I have to show you something that arrived in the mail. This sweet little package arrived at my door, and I was like, what is this? Kylie Baby. First of all, let me just say, I didn't even know that Kylie had a baby line, but apparently she does, and all of it is Stormy tested and approved, so you know it's good. I felt so cool getting this. If you don't know what to get somebody who's having a baby, get them this. It's just so fun. So let's unbox it together and just discover. This was sent to me by my super cool niece, Anna. She always knows what's up, so I'm unsurprised that this is what she chose to send me because it's just, she would just know. She would just know. Also, it comes with stickers and a coupon for Kylie Cosmetics. Synergy. I can't get my hair to a place where I enjoy it. The things that are included are a lotion, bubble bath, gentle conditioner, gentle shampoo. I'm reading on the back here that it is vegan and clean, hypoallergenic, pediatrician tested, tear-free, fragrance-free, cruelty-free, paraben and sulfate-free, gluten and nut-free. It is free of everything except money, probably. Okay, off the bat, I am going to be disappointed if they really are fragrance-free because look at these bottles. You're going to tell me that you're going to package things like this and not make it smell like cotton candy? But also, I get it. Like, do you really want fragrance on your baby? No, you don't. Okay, blah, blah, blah. But let's just open them and check it out. Okay, here's the lotion. Okay, the consistency is not super thick. Actually, kind of feels watery, actually. But my hands are quite moisturized. I have, like, lizard hands. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, so see, it's, like, light. I expected it to not be like moisturizing because it wasn't thick, but my hands feel really good. Like that a lot. 10 out of 10. There's the bubble bath. Obviously, I'm not going to test that right now because that would be crazy, but just want to double check. Yep, still smells fragrance free. And there up close is your shampoo and conditioner. So cute. So very cute. Obviously, I couldn't test out the hair products or the bubble bath, but the moisturizing lotion, I'm seriously impressed with that because it's not heavy or thick feeling. Like, obviously, I even said it like felt kind of watery, but my hands feel super moisturized right now, which doesn't happen often these days. So I'm excited about it. I think these will be really great products. Only time will tell, obviously. But another thing I really do love about these is that they have the pumps on them. Any shower product that I get, I need to have a pump on it. It's not like we do not have time for opening bottles and squeezing things out. We need a pump. And I can only imagine that that is just heightened to the nth degree when you have a baby child. So I'm excited about that. That was an excellent feature. And they're just so darn cute. So now let's talk about the questions that I got from you on Instagram. I mean, maybe not you specifically, but someone. Someone asked these questions on Instagram. Let's answer them. How are your feet? Bad. They're swollen a lot of the time, and I can't wear my cute fall boots. So not well, okay? Have your cravings increased? Slash, have you had any weird cravings? No. I'm very boring in the cravings department. I have not had any weird cravings. I have had cravings, however, and they have been for two things. One, sour punch straws, and two, fruit. Fruit all the time. I don't know if I mentioned that in my first trimester recap, but like if I didn't get fruit the first thing in the morning, I was gonna like murder someone. Any names for baby boy, you guys? This is legitimately stressing me out. I think about it every day. No, we don't have names. Every name that I love, Jesse doesn't like. The names that he likes, I'm like, yeah, okay, but like, are we gonna name our child that? We've not really found a name that we're both in love with, and yes, it's stressing me out. Are you mentally prepared to become a mom? No. Never, probably. Even when the child is here, probably not. I keep thinking about how I might change as a human once he gets here. And I just like, I honestly can't picture myself as a mother. I am not like a really nurturing person by nature. So I just really I don't know what it's gonna be like when I'm a mom. Maybe I'm just gonna be like the weirdest mom, but we'll find out. Lastly, any wild dreams and what do you need for baby still? Okay, wild dreams. That was something that definitely happened in the second trimester. There was like a week solid where I had them crazy dreams, and they weren't even like just dreams, they were like nightmares. I will tell you one because it's spooky season. Just imagine for yourself in your own mind's eye a cartoon graveyard and a little skeleton hand coming outside of a grave. The scene is set. So in my dream, I'm just walking about, being pregnant, obviously, and all of a sudden, this tiny baby skeleton, half flesh, hand pops out of my belly. Like he's trying to get out. And I tell Jesse, oh my gosh, he's trying to get out. He wants to come out. And Jesse's like, he can't get out. He's still developing. And I'm like, obviously, he has a skeleton hand. So what do? I don't know. I'm panicking. His little hand's just coming out of my belly. So I just push it back in. And apparently that was fine. And then the dream ended. Maybe that doesn't sound as weird as it was, but it was very traumatic for me. I still think about it sometimes. It was really gross and really weird. Do not recommend. As far as things we still need for baby, the list could go on for like a gajillion years. But the main thing is a dresser slash changing table situation. As you can see, spoiler, we have a black crib and a beige chair. And I just can't decide on the color of the dresser. Originally, I wanted to match the crib, but now I'm realizing that matching them might be difficult. It's matte black, but it's a little bit shiny. What if I get like a totally matte black dresser? Will that look weird? Like if they don't match perfectly? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and now in my mind, I'm like, well, just like a wood grain would be cool, but what color? So it's just too much. If you have any suggestions, please leave them below, particularly with links to Pinterest pictures that I can visualize. Okay, that's it. We've talked about this for far too long. We need to move along. We need to do something else with our days. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, give it a thumbs up. You obviously liked it enough to watch this for 200 hours. And I think that's probably it. So I will see you next time. Ciao, babies.